Hey, friends, we're here for legs and glutes. So this is full leg day, everything that you would need. Quads, hamstrings, glutes, you name it. This is very travel friendly. You could do this full workout with literally just dumbbells. I know, crazy. I do have a shallow bench, which is optional. If you have one, use it. It's just going to be easier for Bulgarians and hip thrusts. If not, there's a modification you can take from the floor instead, but a shallow platform will do just fine. I have a mini loop band coming in at the end, our last superset. If you are taking this workout to the gym with you, you'll want a cable machine with an ankle strap for that. Um, I've got 20s, 30s, 15s, which I may actually use the 15s for Bulgarians. So definitely heavy options, but you can use body weight for Bulgarians. You can go moderate weight to something, I don't know, one heavy dumbbell, depending on your experience and your level with Bulgarians, but you don't have to go too heavy for something like that. I'd rather you go heavy for things like straight leg RDLs, your sumo squats, which we have today. So I have one 50-pound dumbbell, set of 30s, 20s, 15s. There's a set of 10s there. Probably won't use the 10s. Um, so what I did already, I did some straight leg kicks. I did some yogi squats. I did some side lunges to open up the hips. I did some inchworms. I'm gonna go into some windshield wipers because if you have tight hips, that is a warm up I would include before every leg day. There's certain warm up movements you just don't want to skip before legs. That one felt good. That was like, yes, that was the best one. All right, we're gonna come onto all fours. Go into some bird dogs. And I like to, before a leg day, not just warm up, like do your air squats and your high kicks and all your traditional leg stretches, but I also like to, if possible, warm up the core. This is a really good one to do that. The reason is because we're using our core for mostly everything that we're doing in legs, especially RDLs. So we don't want to get lazy with the core. We don't want to forget to engage. So what we want here is a neutral head, neck, and spine. Good. Extend. Feel that pull. Get that core and glute engagement. You're on a single path here. My postpartum mamas, this is so good for us. Good. We're going to take it into some hydrants. I'm just doing 5 per side, nothing crazy. Just to get those outer glutes warm. All right, good. Other side. Good. We're going to come down for some back extensions. Ooh, awesome sauce. Send it back into a child's pose. I'm gonna give like an extra 30 seconds to stretch out anything else you might want to stretch out. All right, so whether that be, if you want to get into some hip flexor stretches, you can go into some T-spine rotations. You can come up into some lateral lunges. Ooh, hear that clickety-clacking? Yeah, we're gonna do a few of these before we get into our first superset. Superset number 1 is going to be straight leg RDLs with hip thrusts. We're just doing a straight 8 to 12 rep range. For the first superset, that's our only superset, which will be 4 rounds. Every other will be 3. Quick sip of water, since allegedly I'm already winded from the warm-up. It's all good, it's normal. Totes normal. No, a good warm-up gets that mind to muscle connection started. It gets the body primed, ready to go. All right, my 30s are here. I'm gonna keep my 50 nearby. Just moving the bench into frame. Now, if you are a dumbbell straight leg RDL person like I am, great, but I'm also going to show you how to progress to a barbell, since eventually we want to get to, you know, the heavy plates on a barbell. That's how you're going to progress. So for this first set, I'm going to show you proper hand placement and grip placement. So in our form, we want that soft knee. We want to bring the shoulders down and back. Engage the core without sticking the butt out. Neutral spine, all right? You can even tuck the tailbone slightly. And as you send the hips back, bring your wrist forward like dumbbells over the knees, since that's where your straight bar would be. Skim those knees, skim the shins. Boom. RDLs are not about how far down you can get your weights. That doesn't matter. You want to get your hips back, 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 till the deepest point, and then come up. Awesome shit. All right, so common misconceptions. You can't bend your knees when you're doing RDLs. Yes, you absolutely can. You'll probably need to bend a little bit to keep the glutes engaged. You're gonna feel that pull in the hamstrings. When you get to the deepest point, that's where you're gonna travel or push the hips forward. So we're not traveling up and down as much as we are sending the hips back and then sending them forward. Okay, so sometimes I'll hear, oh, I feel it in the low back. I feel it like everywhere but my hamstrings and glutes. You need to actively pull the shoulders down and back, engage the core, and practice the hinge, okay? I don't care if at first you're hinging to here only, and if that's where your deepest point of that hinge is, great. Then work to improve your range of motion over time. Do not let the shoulders round, the dumbbells out here. Keep everything nice and tight. And if needed, just keep the weights right here by your side if your grip placement and weight placement is getting in your way, all right? So, that is set number 1. for exercise number 1. For the rest of our 3 remaining sets, we're going to go right from the straight leg RDLs into this without much talking from me. Here we go. 8 to 12 reps. That's a wide range. That's a decent range. Good. Awesome. All right. Now, if you failed at 8 with heavy weights, no shame in that. If you failed at 9 or 10 or 11 with heavy weights, there's no shame in that. That's why I give you a range, not a set prescribed number of reps and sets. Because each set is going to feel different depending on your weight selection, okay? Rest for 30 to 120 seconds right now. If you don't immediately need this rest, you did not go heavy enough. Why are you winded right now, Caitlin? Well, because I'm using the max amount of resistance straps plus a 50-pound dumbbell. I don't know, I think this is like 175 plus 50. So yeah, for 12 reps, like I'm gonna fail at some point within 8 to 12 reps. Like that's a lot. So that's what I'm asking you to do, is pick up the weights that you need to pick up in order to fail within this range. So getting close to failure or failing should be the expectation. You shouldn't shy away from it. You shouldn't be ashamed of it. The goal here, in here, actually is to fail. And if you don't do it, it's because you're afraid, you're not used to feeling that type of discomfort. Let me tell you, you're gonna have to understand the difference between leaving 5, 6 reps on the table versus 0, 1, 2, and 3. You need to be leaving 0, 1, 2, or 3 reps 100% of the time, which means training very close to failure with good form, of course. So if you feel your form start to go to shit, then I want you using a weight selection that's a bit more manageable. Or work on perfecting your form and technique before progressing. It just occurred to me, I don't think I've ever worn these types of shorts with using this booty sprout thing for hip thrusts, and they're like brushing into my skin. Noted for next time. Ugh. That's because I'm usually just in leggings or spandex shorts. I don't know. Here we go. Set number 2 of 4. Yes, this thing's gonna slide.
Oh, it is what it is. Here we go. Get that 90 degrees and return. Full rep. Breathe through the shaking. Oh, that shaking is normal. Yes. I shake, the muscles twitch, all signs that you're working hard. Your muscles are fatiguing, breaking down, and will eventually build back up if you eat the right amount of protein and carbs. No worries. We're halfway through. Halfway through superset number 1. 2 more sets. Set number 3. Arguably the hardest set of every workout, especially with 2 compound lifts like these, RDLs and hip thrusts. Good, one more. Oh, whew. I've reached the Beyonce portion of my playlist, so now I'm feeling that music. Here we go. Other ways to use progressions for moves like this, if you can't pick up heavier weights, like this is the heaviest dumbbell I have at home, but if I wanted to look for other ways to progress, that would mean iso holds, pulses, even like half reps. Oh my gosh. All right. So in my head, I was going to be done at 9. And then I just kept asking myself, come on, go for one more. Can you do one more? If the answer is yes, you're going for it. If you fail halfway, fine. Go for it. And I made it to 12. This is proof that your mind is going to fail you before your body actually will. That is proof. So start to go off of what your body's actually telling you. So instead of just doing your 3 sets of 10 at X weight and, you know, this set amount of rest, play around with rest ranges. Play around with rep ranges. And it's okay either way. It's okay if I go into this last set and fail at 8. It is what it is. It will be what it is. But listen to what your body's telling you. We're not robots. So yes, prescribed workouts, using a program is phenomenal. But ultimately, your version of training till failure is going to be way different than mine. Okay, I can give you ideas and I can talk you through how you're going to feel training close till failure. I can't train till failure for you. That's going to be up to you, and that's going to be at your own pace. Here we go, last set, best set. Take a second to get your form right. Remember, I like a 3-3 tempo, or at least like a 3-2. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Nice control, nice tempo. Good. All right, now this is our last set. I don't care where you feel, but pick up the heaviest weight that you've not picked up, or add a pulse, an iso hold, a half rep, something to help you progress if you don't have a heavier weight, or if you've already been using your heavy weight. Last set, best set. The goal is to fail wherever that ends up being for you. It doesn't matter. Oh, shit. Awesome shit. Very, very good. Awesome job. All right. You can move your bench out of frame, or just keep it off to the side. We don't need it till our next superset. Oh. You will need your heavy dumbbell. We're going into sumo squats on their own without supersetting with anything. So 3 sets of 8 to 10. I mean, again, if you're not like winded like I am right now, did you even lift? All right, so 8 to 12. The goal is to come close to failure. 0, 1, 2, or 3 reps in the reserve. You want to keep the same tempo, a 3-3 or a 3-2. Keep those knees slightly bent, even at the top of that rep. Hell yeah. All right, so to create a stronger mind to muscle connection in the glutes, I'm gonna give you the checklist. I'm gonna give you the checklist and the angle. Move this out the way. All right, so what we want is a slight lean forward, nothing crazy. The more upright, the more quad dominant you're gonna be. So I want more glute engagement. So I'm gonna give a slight hinge, but I'm gonna stay here. I'm not gonna collapse forward into an RDL. That's silly. So I wanna start with a hinge, and I wanna remain in that hinge all the way down, all the way up. Do you see the difference? Set number 2, same rep range, 8 to 12. So if my hinge is here, boom. Like you're on an elevator, not an escalator, if that makes sense. Good. Slow that tempo down. All right. Did you see the shaking? The shaking is not necessarily the weight. Like I could go heavier. It's more about the connection, the mind to muscle connection, and the engagement. So when you have the right engagement, the muscles you're trying to work are going to be worked. Like you're going to shake, most likely. Again, what should we be doing in between sets? Literally resting. Like, you should be in need of this recovery. And it's the last one you're getting. You should be getting a drink or sitting down, letting the heart rate come down. If you are able to do burpees, jumping jacks, squat jumps, like anything, you're not working hard enough in the exercise. Okay, so it's not about reps 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It's about getting through those reps with enough of a challenge so that when you get to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, you are getting close to failure. All right, you're maxing out. Last set, best set. Focus on your angles. Keep the tempo slow and controlled. Don't speed lift. Oh, awesome shit. Guess what? 2 more exercises. 2 more unilateral supersets, and then we are done. We are out. Bad news is Bulgarians, and then we got kickbacks. Set number one, I'm going body weight. All right, I'm just gonna demo what we need to do. Then you're gonna pick up the weights that you need to pick up in order to be successful. So we want 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, boom. Full range of motion should feel challenging, even just body weight. I want 8 to 10 per side. Switch it up. Best part about unilateral, one side, that's an automatic rest. Don't cheat the range of motion. Oh, good, shake it out. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. Oh my goodness. Grab 1 to 2 weights. Doesn't matter if it's 2 moderate weights, 1 heavier weight. Depending on your balance, like 1 weight might help balance you a little bit, whereas 2 might feel like almost like more of a challenge. So what I'll do is I'll start with a 20 and then I'll progress to 2 15s. I'll do it that way. So I think I started on this side. Can't remember. Try to begin the same side that you started so that you're getting, obviously, the same recovery. Again, I'm going slightly forward in my angle to make these a glute focus exercise. Shake it off. Oh my gosh. Grab a drink. Whew. So why aren't we worried about going heavy for unilateral movements and accessory movements like Bulgarians, or reverse lunges, or single leg RDLs, single leg bridging? Well, number one, we're using 1 leg instead of 2. So naturally, you're going to need lighter weights to create the same workload and the same volume that you would while using both legs. It's also just a more focused exercise. So when we focus on like smaller muscle groups or 1 muscle group instead of like 2 to 3, we require less to the same amount of work. So don't pick up 30s for these. unless you've been doing them for years. Good, switch. But even like I've been doing them for years, I'm still picking up 15s or 120. Let's move this bench. We are done with it. All right, last superset of the day. Woo, kickbacks. A glute medius kickback to be exact. So, grabbing my band or cable at the gym with an ankle strap. Band's coming up mid-thigh or like just above the knee. Wherever you get a little bit of tension, you're coming straight back, but also slightly to the side. So top of the ass cheek is working. That's where the engagement should be. 8 to 10 per side. Again, no need to rush. No need to rush. Get that mind to muscle connection right. Upper body's nice and still, okay? Whew, awesome shit. Shake it out. Oh my God, are you dripping like I am? Please say yes. Please say yes. I am dripping. Oh, like it's not. Training till failure is, it's not cute. I think I say it every single day. It's not cute. It's not attractive. Yeah, there's like ugly faces involved and a lot of sweat if you're a sweater. So good. If this is too much for you, I could show you a modification for the last set. Good, good. All right, so if the chair is throwing you up or you can't keep the upper body still, I'm going to show you what you can do instead, with or without your band. Come all the way down in your forearms. Kick it back, slightly to the side. But this way you're taking your whole upper body out of the exercise. Awesome shit. Last set. Now, as you're doing the last set of 8, I want you to celebrate the fact that you were able to handle some resistance today. hopefully that carries you into the rest of your day, the rest of your week, the rest of your weekend. Just to know my body was able to handle some resistance. I came out the other side. I achieved what I was looking to do. Now there's no reason you can't do that with everything else in your life. You can handle some resistance. You can do some hard shit you just did. So celebrate that. Go hydrate, eat, stretch, move. Move outside of this workout today. Slay the rest of your day. Go slay it. And I'll see you next time.